What's good, everybody? This your boy Blackout Jones with Just Shooting the Sports, and I'm here to talk about the 2025 NFL Draft Washington Commanders edition today. That's going to be going on this evening here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Hey, you know how I like to do it. Shit, let's get to it. So let's talk about it. Later on this evening, the 2025 NFL Draft will be coming from Green Bay, Wisconsin. And right now, I'm not here to talk about the whole NFL Draft. I'm just talking about the Washington Commanders who had the 29th pick in the NFL Draft. You know, that's what comes with playing for an NFC Championship, only one step away from a Super Bowl. But we know that didn't end well for us. But before I get to the draft itself, let's just talk about what we did last year in the draft. So last year in the draft, we ended up getting the number two draft pick, which was Jayden Daniels, which ended up being a great pick. Me personally, I knew we would be okay, maybe decent, but I didn't expect what we did last year in regards to making it to the NFC Championship game. And Jayden Daniels putting up great numbers, Rookie of the Year. I mean, with I guess you could kind of say a makeshift team, and was able to produce at a high level, which was great. I know also we take a look at our 2024 picks here. Like I said before, in round one, pick number two, we got Jayden Daniels, and then in round two, pick 36, we got Jenzon Newton, which was a defensive tackle, and of course, in the one of the DBs, Mike Sarah Still. I can't never say his name, but that man from Michigan. Now he played a important part back there. He did pretty well as a rookie. He made some great defensive plays. I think for his stats, he had 62 solos. He had one forced fumble, two interceptions, and 14 pass defenses. And one of those interceptions was really important in the second round, in the divisional round against the Detroit Lions, where he picked off Jared Goff in the end zone. So that was very important because Detroit at the time was trying to drive and was trying to score. But he's definitely played a major part in the backfield, and that was a great pickup as well. Everyone else, Ben Sinnott, which was a tight end from Kansas State, Brandon Coleman, Luke McCaffrey. Luke McCaffrey had an okay season. He wasn't really, he didn't really, like put any damage out there. He only had like 18 receptions for 168 yards, but he averaged 9.3 yards per catch. So that was very important. So it was like he was get a first down. That's what he was. He was a get a first down receiver, which worked out for him. But he didn't really play an important part because of course, Scary Terry was doing it all. Noah Brown, he was doing his thing. And what's my man name? Oh, I can't think of his name. But anyway, we'll get to that. But Zacchaeus, he did his thing as well. And then we had Jordan Maggie, linebacker, Dominique Hampton, and then Javonte Jean Baptiste from Notre Dame. So that was our picks last year. What do we do this year? I've seen, different scenarios. I've seen where, my guy from Tennessee, James Pierce, can fall to us at 29. We're definitely looking at to get a edge rusher. We had, Dante Fowler, he's a free agent, went back to the Cowboys. So I think in that sense, I felt like reason why we probably didn't re-sign him because we may probably wanted to go a little younger on the edge, which I had no problem with that. And then I saw Shamar Stewart, Texas A&M edge, pretty good player. If he falls to us, I can see us picking him up. I can also see Malachi Starks from Georgia. Once again, a defensive back. I've watched him every year. Of course, I have because with me being a Tennessee fan, SEC, we played them every year. I've even watched them play against other teams. And Malachi Starks is no joke. That man can ball. So that would be a great addition. Just don't let him fall to the Eagles because they are already the Philadelphia Bulldogs, the Georgia Eagles, whatever you want to call them. So and definitely don't want James Pierce to fall to the Eagles either because I think they pick at 31. So you don't want that to happen. Or do they pick at 32? Let me take a look. No, they pick at 32. Super Bowl champions. Super Bowl champions always do 32 unless they want to move up and take a trade, whatever the case may be. In other mock drafts that I was looking at as well, I saw that. Let me take a look here real quick. No, I think that was pretty much it. No, we had another one here. It was Malachi Starks. Then I saw another one, another edge rusher out of Boston College. I think his last name is Azuki or Suzuka, something like that. So I'm very interested on how we're going to move in the first round. I think after that, I know I saw. Let me pull up something here real quick because I saw some other options as well. Where we had. Give me a second. Let's see here. Because I know we had some. I should have already had this up. Really. But sometimes it's like that. But anyway, let's take a look here. So, as far as our mock draft is concerned, now I know I did see at one point that we were thinking about getting an offensive tackle as well. Now I wouldn't mind an offensive tackle in the first round, edge rusher at the first round, a DB in the first round. Basically, what I'm saying is, I don't mind having one protection for Jayden Daniels, but on the flip side, we definitely need to beef up our defense because understand something, our run defense was trash, pure doo doo. So we definitely need something to shore up our run defense, and especially able to attack the quarterback because we really wasn't sacking the quarterback like that. You know what I mean? Our penetration was not great at times, and it definitely showed in the Eagles game for the NFC Championship. So we definitely need to work on the defensive side of things. But like I said, I'm very interested this year in how we're going to do in regards to the draft. Why? Because last year was more of a fixer-upper. Yeah, we already kind of knew who we was going to get at number 2. Everybody knew Jayden Daniels was going to come to the Washington Commanders. But then what were we going to do after that? And then how would it look on the field? Well, it looked pretty good on the field. 12-5. We won 2 road games. Tried to win the third, didn't work out. So with that being said, now, because compared to last year, we were new ownership, new GM, new coaching staff, new head coach. Everything was new. Now this year, we are able to sink our teeth in, lay our footprint, on this organization so that we can go further than the NFC Championship because where else can you go? And that's the Super Bowl. And then what you got to do after that? Win the Super Bowl. So you can go to the Super Bowl all you want, but you got to win. You got to complete the job. And that's what we're prepared to do, and that's what they're preparing for us to do with the moves that they have made during the offseason, and definitely the moves that they're going to make tonight in the draft. But it is what it is. What are y'all thoughts, man? All my Commanders fans out there, how you feel about the draft? Who do you think we should pick up in the first round at 29? Do you feel like we need to trade up? Do you feel like we need to make a trade with another team? Because I did see where I want to say the Giants. There's a possibility that they may trade up with us to get Jackson Dart. It's possible, and then we'll get their number 33 pick. And I forgot what the other pick is. The 33, and then the other pick that we do have in the first round. So looking forward to it. I want to say we have about, let's see here, because I know that we have some picks. We definitely have some picks this year, but we'll see. Let me see. Let me get a. Here I go singing a song. Anyway. So yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks this year. So we had the 29th pick in the first round, the 61st pick in the second, the 128th pick in the fourth, the 205 pick in the sixth, and then the 45th pick in the 7th. But we don't have a 5th round, but that may change. It may change this evening, so we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot of moving and shaking in the draft. But one thing's for certain and two things for sure. Cam Ward going 1, Travis Hunter going 2. Everything else is whatever. But I'm not here for that. I'm just here to talk about my team, the Washington Commanders. And, hey, as I say, each and every time, which I really don't each and every time, but I think I do. I think I do. Hey, follow, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit that notification bell when you subscribe so you can get all the new content that comes out each and every day. If not each and every day, each and every other day, each and every week. This your boy, Blackout Jones. We're just shooting the sports. And hey, you know how Dan Quinn and the Washington Commanders do it. Hell, woo!